Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're going to have ourselves a 4v4. That is right, a 4v4 on Ettlebruck Station. Our heroes today are going to be from clans, so this is actually a clan match. We have the OKW clan, as you can see by the names here, facing off. In fact, let's just pop open this ugly thing. There you go, facing off against the Go Heart-like clan. So, I'll keep this open in the meantime while we introduce, and then we'll close it so we can actually see the game. So, starting off in the blue, we have from the OKW clan and his other clanmates, we have Loxley playing as the blue austere faction. Then we have in the yellow, heading into the center with his big-ass truck, we have Sturmwehr playing as an OKW for the OKW clan. The yellow Oberkommando West player. Then in the teal, again in the center, and again playing as an OKW for OKW, we have Mr. Ladislaus Bernhard. That is the teal player. And lastly, in the green, trailing the rear and moving over to the left-hand side, we have Mr. Das Frags playing as the second austere player. So we got 2 and 2 for the OKW members. And now, for the enemies, the antagonists of the story, we have the Go Heart clan, or Go Heart-like, playing as the Soviets and US. We have, in the red, Mr. Sergey Lavrov, playing as the red Soviet faction. Then, in the pink, the only odd man out from the Go Heart clan still, but that is Mr. Vitaly Shurkin, playing as the US forces in the pink. Then we have in the orange, right now around here in the center. Actually, no, he's not even there. Where is he? Oh, he's retreating right now. Anyways, in the orange, we have Mr. Zirivolsky? Shirvosky? I don't know. Sirivosky, the Russian Siri, whatever, playing as the orange Soviet faction. And then lastly, in the poop, we have Mr. Vladimir Putin playing again as the Soviet faction. So for the Go Hard-like boys, we have 3 Soviet factions and only 1 US. So let's go ahead and close this ugly thing out. You can see names around there, but we'll probably just be using names. Now, while the game gets underway, we see a lot of engagement going on through the center. I mean, that is to be expected. The map is kind of cool in the way that it is. It's a little obligated there, and it does feature the classical 3 victory points spread out through the center, and that is where most of the engagements are going on. Right now, we see that the German forces are holding all 3 victory points and pushing across the lines, so they hold the center, but they are having difficulty traversing, as we do have a lot of weapons on the field for the allied players. So while the game again gets a little bit more underway and things continue to happen, I'll try to keep a track on them as we just see engagements go on. But I'm going to talk about those doctrines. I'm not going to wait until they all hit the field. I'm just going to tell you what happens. So for the blue player, Mr. Loxley, he is eventually going to be going for Jaeger Armor Doctrine. For Mr. Sturmwehr, the yellow player, who currently has his battle group headquarters setting up a retreat point a little bit further up, very close to the victory point, so that's very nice. He is going to be going for the Scavenge Doctrine. Then we have the player on the teal, which is Mr. Ladislav, again, setting up his retreat point. It's going to be very difficult for the Soviet players to push in this location. He will be going for Breakthrough Doctrine. And finally, we have the green player, currently down south with a combat engineer and some heavy weapons. MG42 taking a nasty grenade there to the face, and a Grand Squad just supporting from behind, just deciding to back up a little bit. Das Frag will be going eventually for Assault Support Doctrine. Now, the allied players, we have Mr. Red over here setting up a nice mortar base of fire, providing a lot of fire support there. He is Sergey, right? Yeah, Sergey Lavrov. He will be going for shock rifle frontline tactics, which I will give a spoiler. His ally in the poop, Mr. Mortar over here, Mr. Vladimir Putin, will also be going shock rifle frontline tactics. So we're going to be having dual shock rifle frontline tactics for the Allies. Vitaly, the only US Forces player, is going to be going for infantry company. He's currently pushing really hard here over on the southern side, taking possession of the railway station there with his rifles. And even has a rear echelon squad going for a ninja cap of the victory point and the munitions down in the south. Vitaly Shurkin, we said, is going for the infantry company. And lastly, the player in the orange, Mr. Servin, what it's called? I forget. It's the Russian Siri. He apparently doesn't have anything left on the field. He does have... Oh, he actually... Okay, well, that makes sense. He went for the urban defense tactics, and he made this thing a field headquarters. So you can see the flags right there and the ability to heal up and reinforce. So that's also a very nice doctrine for team games in a strong position up here in the center. And that's about it. So now you know what doctrines will be selected. At what point, I don't know, but at least you know what will be happening in the game. So, not a lot to say really, not much to focus on. We do have fighting going all over the place. It is a very heavy front line, really. I mean, it is quite short. I mean, you have not a lot of distance between the victory points here, so it makes the front line quite packed. Not a lot of places to sneak by through. I mean, we did see the pink player sending out his rifles down to the south, managing to get a nice angle here through the railway station. Pretty much for the meantime, left alone. Nobody's really taking that right now. We have Grens fighting the rifles as they try to retreat. They're going to be retreating back to their base right now as there's still no major on the field, so they have to retreat through the path of the enemy, which just makes it, well, very, very sucky for them because they just end up dying. But yeah, we have an ambulance on the field, which is good for them. It'll allow them to reinforce on the field and such, but they don't have a retreat point just yet. They need a major to be able to get that, and it's going to be a little bit for him to get that. Yeah, he only has a captain on the field just yet, so it'll take a little bit more. Down south, we see a lot of Grens moving around. We do have an enemy behind the lines, and going for the sneaky maneuver here. Mr. Russian Ziri goes for the sneak ninja field headquarters up in the outside of the base of the Germans. Has his conscript squad taking a lot of damage in there. It is a nice position, but an unfortunate position because it is very difficult to actually get into this building. The conscript squad ends up dying because even though it is getting reinforced, it's not going to make it out alive very easily because this building, to be able to pop into it, you have to go through these open sites. And unfortunately, even though they were right there, they would have to leap over this little wall there, which they can, but if you just tell them to actually get in there, they go all the way around. So it's unfortunate, but well, a nice attempt, I suppose. And he still has that point up in the front, so it gives him, I believe, should give him sight range, right? So anyways, once again, in the center, we see the Germans push back to recover the victory points. OKW forces retreating. We do have those retreat points up in the front, so all the forces should be retreating there, although I'm sure they're going to turn the corner. Yeah, there they go. Looked for a second there like they were trying to go back to the main headquarters, but no, everybody's going to be retreating here. Rocket and Warfares and infantry support guns on the field, taking some shots there. A lot of firepower going down on that field headquarters. It is an obvious target, and the German forces will want to get rid of it ASAP because it is providing all the infantry around the zone with defensive buffs and obviously the ability to reinforce on the fly, not to mention the ability to heal up. The healing doesn't happen during combat, so it isn't, too overpowered, but it is still something that is there that, they have to worry about. Left-hand side, we see German forces here for Mr. Loxley going for a little bit of a flank. MG42 set up to cut off the approach. A very nice positioning there for that MG. It stops all the Allied forces from pushing. The captain decides to go around, and it will be able to get a flank, although it's a very difficult flank. You see right there the small gap that it allows. Obviously, it is focused on the front. It's focusing right now over here, and it's going to get flanked in this direction. But it does have the potential of turning its sights, and I mean its gun, so that captain, while brave in its attempt, is going to be difficult. It doesn't manage to get past the arc of fire, gets itself suppressed. One man lagging behind. The MG42, though, does decide to pack up and move out of the way. So the captain does get, at the very least, a mission accomplished. Doesn't kill the enemy, but it forces him to move away. Pioneer Squad getting a lot of flame damage there on the conscripts. Rifle nades flying in all directions. Grens backing up. The Grens do have the unfortunate situation of not having a forward retreat point, which is, I suppose, you know, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's something. Schwerpanzer headquarters getting set up a little bit further behind. It is actually in range to cover the victory point, so that's a nice positioning there. Storm Piles, an excellent choice of infantry here for Mr. Ladislav. How many does he have? Does he have more? Yeah, he has a second one at least, and an infantry support gun. And apparently that's it. I guess he's lost some, but he's actually in an excellent position to be able to use those. This is a very urban environment, so the distances to shoot are very close, and these guys excel at the close range fighting. I will mention it, I should have mentioned it earlier in the game. Once again, this is from the previous patch, even though this is coming after the patch has gone out. I didn't update the game to be able to get these games cast, because, well, if you send it in to me, I'm going to try and cast it if I can. And yeah. So again, you may notice things behaving a little bit more differently than what is going on right now. Nice little push here by Jaeger Light Infantry and Storm Piles, getting themselves right on top of mortars for the Soviet players and past the arc of fire of a Maxim machine gun. Doing a lot of damage, forcing them to retreat. These guys have no forward retreat point. Again, it is the Soviet faction, so it does make it very, how should I say, very worth it. Yeah, I guess that's fine. I mean, it is worth it to force the retreat on those squads, because even though, yeah, you didn't kill them, it takes a while for them to come back into the fight. So you have a little bit of a window to be able to push. Pack Howitzer getting cleared out here by the Storm Piles. Storm Piles now going to have to retreat through LMG-equipped rifles. Rifles going to just execute them, and down goes that squad. So a lot of damage being taken there by a lot of people. We have the Schwerpanzer headquarters in range to help out against these shock rifles, although it doesn't look like it has line of sight. Maybe blocked there, but it doesn't actually look like it's blocked, but I suppose something happens there. Storm Piles trying to engage those shock troops. We do have a half-track on the field for the Soviets, being able to reinforce those shock troops on the fly, allowing them to decap that point. So we now have pretty much all the points in possession for the Soviets. The center point is currently decapped. We do have a Panzer IV on the field for the Germans, but that Panzer IV is just taking shots there by the AT gun. Forced to back off, and away it goes. You have any more vehicles on the field? I mean, that's the back here we have a Stuka. Very nice. Stuka half-track on the field. Gonna move up and throw a barrage probably right there into the center. No. Continues to push up a little bit forward. We have infantry reinforcing here from the other OKW player. That is the yellow guy, the Sturmwehr. Yeah, Sturmwehr. Stuka barrage goes off into the street. Manages to crush a house and do some damage there to some weapons. But very bloody fighting all over the place. Grenade goes off into the house as the shock rifle squad is trying to dislodge those Jaeger light infantry. Second Jaeger light infantry pops inside and gets retreated. Can they actually make it out? One of them doesn't. The second one down to one man. Can he make it out? No. A lot of losses there for yellow. Far left hand side, Jaeger light infantry getting popped, trying to catch the ambulance out of position. This squad got changed majorly on the last patch. These guys, if you notice now, they come equipped with G43s. That is no longer the case. They are going to have a sniper G43 thing, but it'll only be one guy carrying it, and the others are going to have Kar 98s. But the sniper guy can kill any entity under 75% strength, which who knows if it's really good or not. We'll see. So a lot of fighting all over the place, a lot of losses. We've been seeing a lot of infantry not making their retreats. We see once again a big push here by Mr. Russian Ziri, getting another field base up in the center with the railway station, but it collapses as it does get target fire there by the Germans. They don't want their enemy to be able to do that. Over here we still have this field base up in the front, but I suppose it'll be fine. If I'm not mistaken, can't you just deconstruct it? Or, well, that was... No, I guess they attack it. artillery barrage goes off into the back lines where the AT guns are and the pack howitzer. Doing a lot of splash damage there, but not too much. He does manage to decrew the pack howitzer. AT gun's taking some damage. Oh, one AT gun does go down. So, worth it, I suppose. But we see the Allied forces pushing forward and creeping into the enemy territory. We still have that forward retreat headquarters there for Mr. Ladislav, so it does allow him to hold strong and stay in the fight. It has taken some damage, and we have right behind it a yellow player, Mr. Sturmwehr, with his retreat point. So it's a lot more difficult there for the Allied forces to push there, but he's now going to get targeted by off-map artillery, so that headquarters will probably be going down. Panzer Force moving around for Loxley. We see off-map getting called, well, not off-map, but, you know, spawning a Panther for yellow player. Tiger, not moving around. Battle Group headquarters took quite a beating, but still alive. These Storm Piles, yeah, they could actually do the reinforcing and repairing. And on the side of the Allies, we have a M8A1 howitzer tank, which is on the field, but we also have a T-34 on the field. AT guns focusing now on the Panzer Force. The Panzer Force taking a lot of damage. T-34 now, actually blocking the path of the Panzer IV. One Panzer IV goes down. Shots fly from the second Panzer IV at the T-34. Gets nailed by an AT gun, but it only bounces on the frontal armor, and there you go. Panther catching the half-track out of position. Now goes straight at an AT gun. The AT gun gonna, well, force it to back off. Takes a shot to the frontal armor and backs off. Stuka still on the field, taking a barrage. T-34 moves up to engage the battle group headquarters. The Storm Pioneer squad is taking a lot of damage as it's trying to repair at the same time. Down goes the Storm Pile squad. The T-34 is focusing shots on the battle group headquarters. Captain is on the field as well. And the Panther is up a little bit to the north, not able to provide support against that T-34. Battle group headquarters about to go down, and down goes the headquarters for Mr. Teal player. That is Mr. Ladislav? Yeah, Ladislav, I'm pretty sure. We'll take a look there. Artillery barrage there by the Stuka, very close range. Manages to inflict a lot of damage. Rifle squad's forced to retreat. Howitzer on the field. I'm pretty sure he has a major. Yeah, he has a major pretty close by, so that's not a far retreat point. And the Panzer IV is very capable against that Howitzer tank, but there you go. AT gun getting decrewed down south. We see a off-map getting called in to strafe something, but it looks like it was trying to strafe the AT gun that it got already cleared out. Stuka barrage is going into the center. The howitzer tank manages to dodge that, but the crew of a Maxim machine gun was not as lucky. We do have two Stukas on the field for Mr. Ladislav. 5 kills on one, 20 kills on the other. Pretty nice. And the Panther still up in the north, just engaging. Victory points down to less than 300 for the German forces, 318 left for the Allies, so that will now start getting a little bit dire, especially since they're triple capped, so that will be bled very quickly. Pioneer squad for Dasfrag finally deciding to deal with that field headquarters down south, not wanting to allow any sneaky tactics, any plays there. Strafing run into the center, gets a captain pinned down and a combat engineer as well, but they're fine. Doesn't look like it's going to be too much of a problem. And the flame flies away. Up in the northern point, Rackendorfer moves up to actually take the point. We still have that Juet Panzer headquarters covering the point relatively. If he could potentially blow this wall down, he would actually open up a lot of angles there for that Juet Panzer headquarters to cover, but we'll see. Katusha barrages flying into the battle group headquarters there for Sturmwehr. Takes it down, so 2 battle group headquarters down for the OKW clan and the OKW players. Stuka barrage goes off. Is it actually targeting the artillery? It tries to, but the Katusha has actually moved. And we also have a priest howitzer tank on the field. It looks like it may actually be taking counter shots at the Stukas, but no, it looks like it's more landing on the Juet Panzer headquarters. Yeah, there you go. Down south, Panzer IV. Oh, sorry, I don't know why I activated that. Have I always had that on? No, I don't think I did. I think I just misclicked there. Ooh, a bazooka on the field. Those grunts would actually be very grateful if you gave them a bazooka. Infantry engagement all over the place. Oh, this is just begging for some type of artillery drop. There goes the Stuka barrage. Nice! A lot of damage on those Stukas. Don't clump up your units like that. 16 kills on the second Stuka, 20 kills still on the original one, but that guy is quickly getting his keep. Panzer IV moving up to support the Panther. The Panther taking some shots from an AT gun, but not actually taking too much damage. No, it looks like it was a pack howitzer. Not pack howitzer, the M8A1 howitzer. AT gun was taking some shots, however, but didn't damage too much. Something getting called in on top of them. That's just an incendiary barrage. Tanks really have not much to worry about that. Panzer IV, though, doesn't manage to pull out in time and explodes in a ball of fire in the ball of fire. So there you go. Panther moves up just to get itself riddled by AT guns. I mean, we have an AT gun right there, the M8A1, a second AT gun right there. So yeah, that pack is... I mean, that Panther is in not great shape. Racket and Werfer moving up again to the north to try to recover that point. Priest still on the field. No kills to its name. Hasn't really accomplished much. Katusha, 16 kills to its name. I suppose that's a little bit better. Panzer IV moving up. And the building down south has been collapsed, so that no longer do they have sight range down there. Center point going to get recaptured there by Grenz. Victory points now down to 208 for the Germans. Still 318 for the Soviets, but if they manage to decap... Oh, well, they're not going to decap anything. A nice shot there by the M8A1. Eliminates the squad completely, and down it goes. Unless it was the Priest. No, that was the M8A1. Tiger deciding to focus fire that that AT gun. Doesn't want to let his enemy recrew it, and that is a excellent and wise choice. If your enemy wants to rebuild it, go ahead and let him spend those resources. It is much better than just going and recovering a weapon that you could, you know, destroy. Katusha barrage flying into the center. No, up to the north. Trying to catch the, not Katusha, the Stuka, trying to catch the Katusha. That's what I'm trying to, that's what I should have said, really. And a second Stuka barrage goes off. And that one does go right here into the center. A lot of damage on the Soviet mortars, forcing them to retreat. And the Maxim machine gun retreats as well. Tiger pushes up, only to get itself shot a little bit. We do have a Su-85 on the field. Su-85 able to inflict a lot of damage on the Tiger. Tiger needs a little bit of support. We have a IS-2 on the field now for Mr. Sergey. So that is quite a bit of firepower. Priest still on the field. M8A1 and the Katusha from far away to provide support. Katusha barrage goes off into the center. Does a lot of damage there to that rifle squad, and the Stukas are getting counter barraged here by the Priest. They need to actually move themselves away, but we do have a third Stuka on the field for Mr. Ladislav. But if he's not careful, he's going to get nailed there by that Priest, so he needs to move. Left-hand side, a big push here with the Su-85 and the IS-2. Not a lot there to stop them. We do have a MG bunker trying to stop the infantry, but yeah, I mean, that will quickly die to the IS-2. Panther on the field, going to push forward. Do have a captain in the way. Captain is forced to retreat. IS-2 still on the field. Now going to get it engaged there by the Panther. Panther takes a shot, but it's taking a shot at the infantry. Up in the north, a shock troop squad is unstopped there by the flak gun. Panther pushes forward, gets some damage on the IS-2, but the Su-85 makes it realize that it is outgunned, and it backs off. MG bunkers are covering the zone. Katusha barrage is throwing, well, Katusha barrages. And the Katushas are now 2 in number, very near the other artillery pieces. And we do have 3 Stukas on the field for Mr. Ladislav. 40 kills on one, 16 on the other, and 9 on the newcomer. Panzer IV and pack gun push up. A MG42 does get cleared out on the far edge. And the Stukas have a prime target there, but they don't know about it. IS-2 on the field for Mr. Vladimir, so that will be really nice. Now they have 2 IS-2s. Or did they lose the other IS-2? No, here it is. There it is. Tiger fully repaired. We see a elephant coming onto the field for Loxley. That is quite excellent. I don't think the Allied forces have anything to outrange the elephants. So that elephant is going to reign supreme. Up in the north, Pio's laying down some mines as it wants to cut off the approach there. But we do have that IS-2 to deal with, and Katyusha's just moving around. Mine does get laid down. The Storm Pios move up. I mean, move out, I suppose. And no. Trying to see if anybody has rebuilt, but no. Battle group headquarters have not been rebuilt for either of the OKW players, so they are still forced to back off. Panther, looks like it's getting produced there for Sturmwehr. He manages to produce it before his Shred Panther headquarters will be going down, so at least he has that. I don't know what it hit, but those Stukas are just beastly. Let's take a look at the kill count. Stukas, 9, 16, and 40, so it didn't actually kill anything. So the barrage went off on the IS-2 to try to dissuade it from killing that, but it didn't. Panther, though, however, is moving against the IS-2. Going to be able to get a shot off on it and catch up with it. Very nice shot. It's a nice penetration there, and the Panther is now face-to-face with the IS-2. Needs to face its rear armor just to make sure that it doesn't get penetrated too much. Panther continues to shoot. IS-2 in a lot of trouble. Is there anything nearby to support him? No, the Panther is actually in prime position to go for a drive-by and hit a lot of the artillery units for the Allied players. Don't back up, just go a little bit more ballsy, but doesn't look like he wants to lose his tank. He's going to be focusing on the IS-2. Doesn't even manage to get another shot off. Will shoot at the shock troops as he backs off. There he goes. No guts, no glory, but I suppose it is, you know, more prudent to do that. Tiger in the center, just getting pelted by everything. IS-2 getting shocked, and we do have a Panther there for support, so a lot of damage going down on that IS-2. Pack-on as well, able to inflict a lot of damage on it. He's still stunned. IS-2 now going to be backing off. Su-85 brought into the mix. IS-2 goes down to a combined shots there by the AT gun and the Panther, but the Su-85 is now going to be focusing down the Panther. Combat Blitz does get activated on the Panther. The Panther drives away very quickly and manages to escape, so very nice control there for Mr. Sturmwehr. And the Tiger still sits in the center as, well, not still, it's another Tiger that goes sit in the center as the other one went back to get repaired. Su-85 able to inflict a lot of damage there on that center Tiger, so it forces away. Stuka barrage right on top of everything. Does some damage, but the Su-85 is still online. Howitzer tank on the far left-hand side, covering against these Pios. And we see these Stuka barrages continue to fly. Stuff gets hit by... Oh, sorry about that. Stuff gets hit by artillery, but I just can't seem to keep track of it. Got a Stuka up in the north. 50 kills already to that one. 19 to this one, and 17 to the other one, so they're quite even. Panzer IV moves up, manages to catch the M8A1 out of position, eliminates it, only to get shot here by Jackson tank destroyers and the Su-85, which will quickly put an end to it if it doesn't get out of the way. Elephant is on the field. The Elephant is capable of shooting, but it currently has hold fire, because once again, this is from the previous patch, so it does not have priority targeting, which sounds amazing to me. I don't know how it plays out, but I mean, just having the Elephant, for example, not shoot infantry is excellent, as opposed to being forced to have it, you know, hold fire. Center line being recovered here by the Soviet forces. Victory points are 160 for the Germans, 269 for the Soviets. So I mean, that is a 100-point lead there for the Allies, and that is going to make quite a difference. Elephant in the center, just moving around, backing up once again. Pack Howitzer has actually been stolen by the German forces. Mr. Sturmwehr has it, so that's actually quite nice for them. Shots flying their direction, but it hits a truck there. And we do have a pair of Panthers going around for drive-bys, managing to get some damage there on the Priest. Did they manage to take out the Katyushas? It looks like they did. Well, one Katyusha is still alive. Other one does look like it went down. You can see the shape of the truck there. So at the very least, they killed one. Panthers in the center. One of them loses his engine and gets destroyed. Second one moves away. Just gets completely annihilated there by those Su-85s and does not manage to make it out of there alive. Stuka barrages continue to go off. That's going up to the north. Eliminates an AT gun. Those allied forces are just getting battered back and forth every time. Second Jackson tank on the field for the U.S. forces. Going to be able to provide a lot of damage there, but there's not a lot of capping power. We still have a captain on the field. More bazookas there, but forced to retreat. And back here in the lines, we have the major and the rifle squads getting reinforced near the priest. The attack barrage goes into the center. I forget what it's called, but it's the one that artilleries the zone and then pops smoke, allowing the Jaeger light infantry to just simply move up in the cover and get themselves to capping that point. Going to be accelerating the bleed against the allied forces. Tiger up in the north, very near an IS-2. Could potentially go for the kill, but it's not supported, so it's wise for him to not do so. Elephant not doing much, but that doesn't stop Loxley from getting himself a second one. So a Panzer IV and 2 elephants. With that, he will be able to just bombard all enemy tanks from range. Gets in range to shoot the IS-2 in the center. IS-2 gets nailed. Second shot will be flying as it doesn't move. Ow. That artillery hit my frame rate. Hit something around there, but not too much happened. And down south, the Grens are retreating.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Center map, Grens are going for the cap of the victory point. The northern victory point has been taken once again by the Soviet forces. Shock Troop Squad moving forward to capture that point right outside. Flak Panzer getting brought onto the field to force away the Shock Troops. Does so very easily, but because I think the squad was already programmed to retreat when they capture the point. Jackson tanks on the left-hand side, just getting peppered by whatever pepper them. Elephant in the center has taken some damage. It is down to about half health, so it needs to move out of the way. Gets artillery, but it won't move out of the way. Elephant down south. Getting some very nice long-range shots on those Jackson. One Jackson down to about 25% strength. Can't really take another shot. The Panzer IV has been recovered. We also have a Yak Tiger on the field for Mr. Ladislav. That will help them out as well immensely. A lot of range on that. Shots just fly at a distance to those Soviet tanks. Elephant getting shot by bazookas. We have this other elephant that could put itself into position to be able to shoot at anything. And the Tiger is getting shot at by an Su-85, but it apparently hits the building in front of it. Up in the north, Flak Panzer engaging IS-2. A little bit out of his league. Not going to be able to do too much to it, but can he make it out is a question. And the answer to that seems to be yes. Barely makes it out, loses his main weapon, but it is back safe at base. Down south, Panzer IV moves up a little bit forward to be able to get in range of the rifles, but it is putting itself in range of the Jackson tank destroyer. Taking a lot of damage, forced to back off. Not really too much damage though, it is at about 75% strength. Elephant moving up very slowly. It does have focus sight enabled, allowing it to see the Jackson tank destroyer and shoot at it. Jackson tank destroyer shoots back. The Elephant moves a little bit awkwardly, but it needs to at least shoot once. Come on, well, whatever. Again, that is what I think priority targeting will improve. You don't actually have to tell it to shoot because it will shoot when it's in the vehicle. So even if it's moving, if it has a vehicle in its sight, it will shoot rather than hold fire that doesn't allow it to shoot by itself. Stuka barrages going off in all directions. We still have those 3 Stukas. Oh, hits the AT gun directly, decrews it. So we have 23 kills on one. 66 kills on the other. And did we lose one? No, here it is. 30 on the other. So 23 on one, 30 on the other, and 66 on the main one. Grenadier squad pushes up. It is in range of another light machine gun, but it does not have the room for it. Up in the north, we see an SU-85 coming in for the Allied players. Victory points down to 61 for the Germans. They are running out of time. We still have 246 for the Soviets, so they have all the time in the world. I mean, almost a 200-point lead at this stage. Center point does get decapped though by the Germans, so it stops the bleed. Southern point has been captured by the Germans for a bit. Captain pushes forward to try to cap the point, but the Elephant is in front of it, taking some shots, and isn't the best against infantry. But those are shots that it has to deal with. Jackson tank destroyers moves up, getting a lot of damage there on that Panzer IV. Shots fly from the Elephant, however, managing to delete that Jackson from the field. Second shot flies at the Jackson. The Jackson now has to escape. Oh, Stuka barrage goes right on top of it, but it manages to dodge it to stay alive, and the rear echelon squad took a little bit of a hit, but it's alive as well. Panzer IV still alive. Double Elephants doing a lot of damage. We see artillery barrages getting called in. Stuka bombing strike. Called in on top of something. It looks like it may have been this over here, but I don't actually know. Very difficult to see. So we see Mr. Poop player, the Vladimir Putin, going for a cutting knife maneuver. Essentially just slices through the front line, getting himself behind the tanks of the German forces while his allies push from the side. Followed up by the IS-2 of Mr. Sergey, but loses one of his IS-2. He's trying to inflict as much damage as he can on that Yak Tiger, but the Yak Tiger will not go down. It is quite fine. We have 2 Elephants down south capable of shooting at those IS-2s. Sorry about that. And the IS-2s have actually taken quite a bit of damage. Sergey's IS-2 does manage to make it out of there. Loses its main gun in the process. Can it actually stay alive? Looks like it does. And the other IS-2 for Poop player does go down eventually. 61 points still left for the Germans. They have now bled the Allies to 173. Jackson on the field, not going to be able to stop this too much. We do see one IS-2 getting abandoned on the field. The Flak Panzer managing to inflict the coup de grace there as he chases it down and hits it on the rear armor. Flak Panzer pushes up, gets its engine destroyed as the Jackson shoots it from behind. And with one more shot, it will be going down. There it goes. Jaeger light infantry decide to go for the steal of the IS-2. The IS-2 is now slowly crawling back. The Jaeger light infantry squad did get lost. We do have a penal battalion on the field. Could throw a satchel charge on top of the IS-2. Jackson tank, though, going to be focusing on the IS-2 and taking it down. Down it goes. Stuka barrage going off. We see a main gun destroyed on the Jackson, and a shot from the artillery barrage manages to get it. I believe that is, once again, the assault type artillery. It is doing a lot of damage there to the German forces itself, but then eventually it pops the smoke. Stuka barrages continue to fly up to the north, hitting those AT guns. AT gun managing to stay alive, but the Allied forces have taken quite a beating now. We see infantry pushing back out, trying to recover territory, but their armor and vehicle numbers are very low. We see these this priest just taking shots at a distance. Come on, stop doing that. Yes, I know that I'm pressing a lot of buttons, but that's what you're supposed to do. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, that the priest has taken 21 kills, so that's kind of nice. Tiger still moving around in the center. All the way back, we do have those elephants getting repair. This elephant could actually just push forward and help out, getting some shots off at long range. Down south, infantry capturing points, and we are going to be having a triple cap going on here by the Allied forces. So even though they don't have a lot of vehicles left, they do have a lot of infantry. They push out once again, and they have a triple cap going against the Germans. Germans down to 51 points, going to be 48 now. They don't have time. They have to push now. We see a push up in the north. We see Jaeger light infantry and Volkskrins pushing up against conscripts, trying to decap the point. We have a MG42 helping out, and the conscripts are now suppressed. No, they're down to one man, but they push forward. Point going to be trying to get decapped. Center point is getting decapped there by Jaeger light infantry. No, sorry, Panzer Fusiliers, but they, no buts. They managed to decap that point, and the northern point has been decapped, slowing the tick to 1 point per tick. 26 points remaining for the German players. They are running out of time. We see a lot of troops retreating from the north there for Mr. Sturmwehr. And the center point is not getting capped. We see an AT gun moving up right in front of the Fusiliers to be able to stop the cap of the point. 2 points per tick still being bled. Well, actually still 1 because the northern point is not being capped. Down to 20 points. The light AT gun, well, M42 45mm AT gun ends up getting decrewed, and the Fusiliers will recover the point. Second point at the top has been capped. It's a 2 point per tick right now, but they captured the center point, and that slows it down to 1 point per tick. They do not have a lot of time. However, they are down to 12 points. Grenadier squad down south trying to capture the point. Can they actually recover it? They're getting incendiary barrage. They need to stay in there if they want the cap. They managed to get the decap, and now they have to retreat. They retreat down to 2 men. If they make it out, they managed to stop the bleed at 10 points for the German sides. And the shock troop squad is going for the decap of the center point. Northern point flag panzers forcing away the shock troops, but it's fine. Another IS-2 on the field for the Allied forces. Jackson tanks as well. And the Priest tank is also on the field. Southern point has gotten decapped for the German forces. They're once again bleeding as the northern point is capped for the Allies. They are down to 6 points. The center point is going to get capped again. Stuka barrage into the center. Oh, an excellent Stuka barrage manages to destroy all the troops that were capturing the point, stopping them from taking the cap. Down to 3 points. Can they actually stay alive? All points have been decapped. Okay, so they stopped the bleed at 3 points. Oh my god, they cannot afford to lose any points anymore. Any point at this point, no more points. And there you go. Southern point, we see the rifle squad going for the cap. Elephants just moving themselves into the point, desperately trying to stop anything from getting on top of it. AT gun managing to get some free shots on those elephants. Center point is getting capped by the Storm Pios. They managed to eliminate a Pino battalion, and up in the north, the point has been capped for the German forces, so they can afford to lose one. The southern point will get capped here by the rifles. So that is a no bleed going on. We do have 98 points left for the Allied forces, but they are... It's now about the center point. Center point is being capped by Storm Pios. Northern point is getting assaulted by an IS-2 and a lot of infantry. The Flak Panzer is holding there right out of sight of that IS-2. The southern point has been capped. We see Grenadier squads pushing forward to try to decap the point. Center point is still being held there by Grenz. Up in the north, the Flak Panzer making itself known, stopping those shock troops from capping, doing a lot of damage. Smoke goes off from the shock troops, but the Jaeger light infantry is in position to stop the cap. We see a Raketenwerfer pushing up. The IS-2 is going to get a shot off. Oh, 2 men gets lost from there. And down south, we see the German forces going for the cap. They managed to decap the point, so it doesn't matter, well, too much if they lose this point. Flak Panzer getting some shots off on that IS-2. Raketenwerfer returning fire. The AT gun unable to really support here as the Raketenwerfer is out of sight, but it does get eliminated. Down south, the Tiger is covering the Grenz as they cap the point. Center point is currently, no, still getting covered by the Grenz. Oh my god, this is down to the wire. Northern point is capped for the German forces. Down to 70 points for the Soviets. A nice artillery barrage right on top of the victory point. Almost eliminates that shock troop squad down to 1 point. Actually stays there in the barrage, trying to see if it can go steal, but no, decides to retreat, not wanting to lose itself. Elephants covering the southern point. Needs a Pio squad nearby to at least be able to repair. Center point is getting assaulted here, but we see a lot of Jaeger light infantry and Volkskrins just covering it. And up in the north, the point has been decapped. We got 57 points left for the Soviet forces. Black Panzer moves up to cover the point, manages to eliminate the squad that is capping. Second Penal Battalion moves up, but she's going to get pushed away by that Flag Panzer. IS-2 moving into the center to try to deal with it. Elephants moving up to the north, just getting shot here by AT guns. Misses a shot against a Priest howitzer and is forced to back off a little bit. The captain is just sitting there. The Tiger should be able to get a shot off, but it's not shooting. Not sure why it's not. Shouldn't be a shot blocker, but it looks like it is. And the Jackson tank is moving up to engage the Elephant. There goes shots from the Tiger, getting some damage in there. Victory point still being held right now by the German forces. Northern point has fallen to the Soviets. 43 points left for the Soviet. 3 points still left for the Germans. Black Panzer moving back into the center to cover the point. We see penal battalions and shock troop squads moving in to try to decap the point. We do have some infantry in the point on the point for the Germans. They move back in as they moved out due to the threat. Oh my god, everything getting called into the center. Artillery barrage and incendiary barrage right on top of everything. The Stuka needs to move itself out of the way. It has lost its weapon. That is the MG on top. The second Stuka is a little bit behind it. Does take a lot of damage out to the fire. It's almost dead, but looks like they're willing to lose it, at least at this point. Northern point has gotten decapped by some Fusiliers. We are down to 27 points for the Soviet forces, well, Allied forces, and they are running out of steam. GG, well played, says Sergey. Epic game. Quite at the end. Elephant taking some damage there to an Su-85. The Su-85 moving in range to shoot. Managed to inflict a lot of damage. We do have the Yak Tiger on the field. Shots fly in return. The Su-85 loses its weapon and down it goes. And with 10 points left, currently being triple capped. 3 more ticks, well, 4 in total. We'll do it. 7 points left, 4 points left, 2 more ticks, and that is gonna be game. And there you have it, guys. Wow, that was quite a game. Yeah. So once again, this is the last game from the previous patch. I did have some games that unfortunately I'm not gonna be able to, cast, but we gotta move forward and start getting some games in the new patch to see how it works. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.